Alright, this tutorial is to show you how to remove a power supply from an Apple TV 3 and insert it into an Apple TV 2, which I have already done. As this is the 2, I now have it plugged up and I'm jailbreaking it. I was given a broken Apple TV 2 and I already owned an Apple TV 3. Now, some would say, well, why would you want to downgrade? And the reason is because obviously the Apple TV 2 is jailbreakable and the 3 is not jailbreakable. And it's really an easy swap. The power supply does work. I have mine currently plugged. Well, no, I don't have it plugged up yet because Season Pass is not ready for me to plug it up and start the jailbreaking procedure. But it's really a very simple task. It really takes 15 minutes if you're quick, maybe 30, 45 if you want to take your time. I took my time doing it. It took me about 30 minutes. I was trying to keep from damaging my old casing as much as possible. Even still, if you look closely, and I'm not going to reconnect or snap this thing back into place because I don't want to damage it any further. Let's see if you can see. You can see the little spots where I've kind of pried up the edge of it along the side, getting into it. I really didn't want to damage it. I did damage it just a little bit, but I think it will be worth it in the long run. So, the tools I used, I had a couple of small flathead screwdrivers, a small Phillips head screwdriver, and I think it's a Torx 6 size. It's a Torx, which is like the little star tool. Probably can't even see it, it's so small right there. And that's really all there is to it. So, what you'll do is, really the way to do this is if you have plastic shimmying to shimmy along the edges, that's the way to do it. I did not have those tools. I really wanted to have a jailbroken Apple TV, so I went ahead and did it anyways. Now, on the bottom of the Apple, where all your plugs are, your HDMI cable plug in, your micro USB, there's one little clip that's located right there at the bottom. And then there are two clips located on each of the other three sides. And they are evenly spaced, I would say, right about here and then right about here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a small flathead screwdriver and slowly, or your shimming device preferably, and just slide it in right there where that clip is. Push it in deep enough. Slowly work your way. You'll hear it start to pop up. It's really pliable. It's not too easy to break. It is easy to damage the outer casing, though. That is very easy to do. So once you get it pried up just a little bit, you'll probably want to leave your shimming tool in that spot or something there to hold it. And then once you've got something to keep it from snapping back into place, you will move your way to this side. And then push in again, and you'll feel it kind of start to pop up. In this case, you'll just run your shimming tool all the way down the edge of it till you get to this next clip, and then once again you'll feel it. It'll pop right out, and you can kind of work your way up. And literally, what it does is it separates from that clip, and it just pops right up. Once you have that side up, you may need to put something in to keep it from snapping in. I didn't. Mine was already out enough on the edge, holding it here, that I did not have to put anything on this side. And once again, right here, inserted, and slid it all the way along that side. And once that side's popped up, you really have enough room here to kind of do the same thing, slide along. And then once all 7 clips are off, you can just pop this thing right off. It literally comes right off. There's the back clip that I was talking about. And then each of the sides, the clips are like so. Now these side clips, what you will notice about them is that they are hard to break, and here's the reason why. Because, well, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this video, but they are pliable right here, and it's really hard to break all the way through them if you're gentle. Now, if you really started prying into it hard, it would be easy to break. So, the power supply, you really don't have to take anything else apart to get this thing out. It's really an easy process. I'm trying to do this so you have the best light possible. I know it's getting dark, but doing the best I can with that. So, what you'll find, and see if I can get in here with the light, there are two Torx 6 size screws that hold that power supply in. One on each side of where the power supply plugs in. I think that shows it fairly well. I'll see if I can point to it to show more directly. So one is right here, and then the other is right there. And so you take your Torx 6, and you really don't even have to plug. I just had a small handheld one, and I have the other end to put it onto, but it's really not even necessary. They're not overly tight, and so essentially all I did was inserted it, unscrewed it by hand, did the other one. After those are out and loose, you don't have to take them all the way out. In fact, I suggest that you don't take them all the way out. But once they're loose, the next thing you want to do is disconnect. Well, this may be the best thing to do first, is disconnect, and that just slides right out. That's your power supply to your motherboard, and or your logic board, and it literally just slides directly back and out. I'm trying to do the best I can, film this and show you. I know it's not best. Maybe I'll be able to do it with somebody filming in a little bit, but for those that are really antsy to get this done. And again, this power supply, this is your plug, just slides directly out. Once that's out of the way and your Torx screws are done, this whole power supply piece will just peel right up. It's just taped in. And so you may have to work your way with a screwdriver, like one of these small screwdrivers or your plying tool, and just kind of work along the sides of it. I started, when I took mine out, I started along this top side because it seemed to be the easiest to get under it, and it literally just pries right up. Work your way up, and then once you get it up high enough, you can grab it with your finger and pull it the rest of the way up. And again, all it is a little bit of sticky tape on the bottom of it to keep it in place. And so once you have those Torx screws out, you are good to go. So then you would repeat on your Apple TV 2 and pull the old one out and swap it out, and putting it back together is just the reverse of everything you've seen. You just put it back in there, slide it into place. It pretty much only goes in one way, and the reason why that is because there's a spacer on this back side. Well, I think that's there for something else too. I don't really know. Nonetheless, that sits right up on the edge of it and holds it into place, as you can see clearly now on the camera now. And it holds it right into place. And what I mean is that the Torx screws line up perfectly, your plug lines up perfectly. It just goes in one way. As you can see, I haven't screwed anything down, and just push it down in. Tighten your Torx screws back. Connect your power supply back to your motherboard. Take your casing. Remember that the single clip piece goes on the bottom, where all your plugs are, and literally just push down and that thing will snap right back into place. And that's all there is to it. I took mine, and now I'm going through the jailbreaking process. It's waiting for device to enter DFU mode. I'm ready to do that part, so now I'm going to simply plug in my Apple TV 2, and as you can see, it is working. My understanding is to do this next piece is you take your remote and you hold your play and pause button with your menu button for about 7 seconds, I believe, or maybe a little longer. Except for Season Pass just quit unexpected. Anyways, I haven't done the jailbreaking process yet. I don't really know what it takes to do this. I'm going to try this again. Anyhow, I think this video has been long enough, but as you can see, it did have power supply. Well, that didn't prove anything, because the way you can test that it's your power supply that's bad is if you plug it into the wall and up to your TV and you have no power and you can't figure out what's going on, it won't power up. You can take the micro USB to USB, plug it up to your computer, and if your light lights up, it has a different way of, it draws power from your computer directly to your logic board there, and it will power up, and that will tell you right away that your power supply is bad. That's how I figured it out on mine, and I have changed them over, and hopefully my jailbreak process will work. Again, this is the first time that I have done the jailbreaking process, but it works. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.